In this video series, you will learn how to stitch a jhabla. We shall start by making the casing for a drawstring along the neckline. To learn how to make the pattern and cut the fabric, watch the previous videos. To stitch a jhabla, you will need your cut fabric, a sewing machine, thread, some pins, a pair of scissors, a safety pin, and 2 small squares of fabric. Start by opening out the primary piece of the jhabla wrong side up. Place the casing material such that its inner edge is aligned with the neckline. Once this is done, cut the casing material along the center at the front of the neck as shown. This cut will be used to insert the drawstring later on. Now, make a double fold with one end of the casing material. This will serve as finishing to protect the mouth of the drawstring casing from fraying. Place the fold under the needle and stitch all along its length. Repeat the same step on the other end as well. Verify the stitch for consistency. We shall now stitch the casing in place. If you don't feel comfortable stitching along a curve, watch the video on how to make proper stitches. With the needle half an inch away from the edge of the neckline, make a reverse stitch over the 2 ends of the casing so that the whole strip is secured in place. You may now proceed to sew along the neckline, maintaining half an inch from the edge. Keep adjusting the casing material to ensure that it doesn't bunch up. Make another reverse stitch over the ends of the strip when you reach back to where you started. Trail off the edge and cut the thread. Now, clip into seam allowance all the way up to the seam at regular intervals along the curve as shown. This step will allow for more flexibility along the neckline. Finger press the stitch as shown so that the thread settles into the fabric. Once this is done, flip the piece over to the right side and pull out the free end of the casing material through the neck hole as shown. Fold the casing along the neckline and finger press the fold to set a crease. We shall now stitch the casing onto the neck of the jhabla. Stitch just inside of the neckline. As you reach the end, make a reverse stitch to reinforce the seam. Trail off the edge and cut the thread. Now, take the loose end of the casing and fold the raw edge inwards as shown. Pin the fold down onto the primary piece. Extend the fold all around the neckline. Ensure that your fold is secured uniformly. Starting with a reverse stitch, sew along the outer edge of the casing. As you proceed, keep adjusting the neckline and remove the pins as they approach the needle. You have now learned how to stitch the drawstring casing for a jhabla. To learn how to bind the armhole, watch the next video.